I'm going to show you what to do when you want to do horseback archery, but your horse has never done it before, because I thought that would be an interesting way to talk about it. This is Pria. She's 3 years old, and some of you have seen her in some meetings. She's going to learn how to do this. So with horses, when you're teaching them something that could be scary to them, well, they're prey animals, so pretty much everything in the world is scary to them. It's important to teach them how to accept what it is that you're introducing to them so that they aren't afraid. Part of that is just trust, her trust in me. And another part of it is introducing these things to her so that she learns to be curious and want to see what it is, and that it's not a monster that's going to get her. So I have my target and I have my tools. She's not met the tools before. She is really not afraid of much of anything at this point because I've introduced so much to her. So part of it is just getting to where I can rub the tools on her and touch her with them. She doesn't care at all. And maybe if you wanted to see something more dramatic, I should have grabbed a different horse, but whatever. This is her. So the first thing you want to do is make sure she's fine with this. She's fine with the movement because it's going to be above her, over her, around her. But then another thing that she has to be okay with is the sound of the arrows, which is also going to be coming from right up here on her if I'm riding her. And so one of the things that really helps when you're teaching horses, especially to do something that's scary, is have them follow you, because that's a really safe position. If something happens to me, she can run off. And so if she's just following me around, there's really no danger to her. Although she's getting in between me and my target, so I have to move her over a little bit. Come on. Come on, scooch. Thank you. Clearly, as you can tell, she's having no issues with any of this. She's kind of bored right now. That was a curious sound, wasn't it? Come on. So this part is not really about, you're in between me and the target again. Yeah, you gotta scoot over. Not really about much of anything other than making sure she is okay with the sound that these things are making and the movement that I'm making, and that she trusts me that everything is going to be okay. She's a little concerned. She's not freaking out or anything. Yeah, you keep getting in front of my target. Can you scoot over this way? Thank you. That was a little concerning to her. So I've been shooting really lightly so that there isn't the big thunk. The big thunk is apparently what is the most concerning. So the first stage is a lot of this. Just going around, making sure that she understands that there's nothing that she needs to be afraid of. And so I'll do this with her for a little while longer until she's just like, okay, this is boring. And then I'll show you the next phase. So I've made some progress with her, and she is very confident with the tools and everything. Last video I was having her follow me around while I was doing some shooting, and she was a little concerned about the noise, but wasn't too big of a deal. And then earlier today I took her out and just let her eat grass while I shot in the yard, kind of by her. She didn't really care, and so now it's time for me to move closer to her and shoot, and hopefully if she seems like she'll be fine, so being in the air around her, because I will be up here shooting. So that's what I hope to achieve. So Yeah, she doesn't care at all. That was good. She's just enjoying the newness of the experience and checking out the arrows. Just being curious about them, which I like. Why don't you eat this grass? It's very tasty. So now what I'd like to do is try to shoot over her back, which may be challenging for her. Nope. She doesn't care at all. Excuse me. I'm coming this way. And the next stage after doing it on the ground like this would be to get up on this box. Are you curious about this? I think she cares more about the box than what I'm doing. That gave her a little bit of a pause. She stopped chewing her food for like 2 seconds. I'm tempted to just climb on top of her right now. Go ahead, you can keep eating. I don't mind. This might be a bad idea. Might be kind of fun. We'll see. So, obviously, for the standing still part, she's fine. With horses, whenever they're dealing with something that could be scary to them, getting them to accept it standing still would be the first step. Obviously, if she does. The second step is getting them to accept it when they're moving. And for some reason, when they're moving and something scary is introduced, it brings up more emotion than if they're standing still. So then the next step for her is to saddle her up and do this first standing still and then later on moving. So like at a walk, at a trot, and then at a run is the scariest of all. So apparently she has other ideas than standing in front of the camera. So until next time. Okay, so here we are with the next session. She is pretty calm today. She seems happy. And before I got on, I shot, I don't know, a dozen or so arrows into the bag. And she was fine, just from the ground. I need to move her though, out of the way of the bag. So the first thing I'm going to do is just see how she does with me on top of her. I'll shoot some arrows and then I'll see if she wants to walk. And like I said earlier, that's usually when they get a little bit more nervous, is when they're moving. She seems really, really chill. Like I don't feel her. Nope, we're gonna go this way. Thank you. I don't feel her tensing under me or anything. She's really Very relaxed. Good girl. You want to check it out? And I don't mind at all if she's being curious about it. I like that about her. She's actually an incredibly curious horse. And so when she wants to check something out and smell it, that's fine with me. Although she's figured that out. So if it's an especially challenging training time and she has to work really hard, she will make up something to be curious about so she gets a break, which I think is really amusing. Oh, come on. Okay, now I'm going to see if she'll walk around a little bit. She might end up just walking straight over there because I gave her a break there. We'll see. I want you over here. Mr. Human, protect me. Come on, we're not going out there either. Part of her doing this is that there's something new going on. First of all, there's a camera and a person, which is different. And then I'm also doing stuff on her back and making noise. And this is her way of saying, I don't know what you want me to do. And that's okay. This is just getting her comfortable and to the point where she doesn't mind that I'm doing this. So since she's a little bit bothered right now, this means that this is a place where I need to hang out with her for a little while, just walking around, shooting, getting her comfortable with the arrows and the sound and all the things. This is Nicholas, and the next stage of this, I'm going to show you what it looks like to use a horse that has done it many times, and we're just going to have fun shooting some arrows. So I'm going to saddle him up, and I will show you what that looks like. Well, now you know how to train a horse, how to do archery. So next time you find yourself with a horse and a bow, you should try it because it's really, really, really fun. And I'll keep working with the little one to get her solid. It just takes some time. And in the meantime, I hope you enjoyed it.